Domestic violence is a public health crisis. That's what those who work to end the cycle of abuse believe.
And there's one Colorado case now almost a decade in the making that really highlights the complexities of such crimes. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon joins us in the studio tonight.
Colette, you've been speaking with loved ones and experts about the details of a Denver murder, details that show up in countless other cases as well.
And guys, you know, it can be so hard sometimes to understand why someone stays in an abusive relationship, but there's layers to that difficult decision, ranging from the logistics of where do you go to threats from a perpetrator and oftentimes what will happen to the kids. The case of Marina Plasencia shines a light on those nuances, and her family hopes it serves as a call to action for all of us.
When a train arrived at Union Station on the morning of September 1st in 2016.
My sister was always full of joy, full of energy.
28-year-old Marina Plasencia thought it was the trip that would change her life.
Why was she coming to Denver?
She wanted to get away.
Her older brother, Christopher Medina, says his sister was trying to escape an abusive relationship with Angelo Mantich.
It was heartbreaking.
But she never got the chance.
At the time, I lived fairly close to Union Station, so I was able to get down there very quickly. When I got there, my sister was already gone.
How did it change you?
I lost my best friend. I became real bitter, real angry. And now that I know he's incarcerated, it's going to take me time to change, but I will be able to change again.
Mantich was charged with her murder 7 years later in 2023. His arrest warrant says Plasencia was found on the train with bruises on her body, and those who knew the couple detailed a history of domestic violence.
Power and control dynamics within a domestic violence relationship, I like to think of it as taking up space in a room.
Natasha Adler works with the Rosandom Center and explained that in order to take up as much space as possible, abusive partners make another person as small as they can through things like isolation and manipulation.
Is there a time when it's most dangerous for a victim of domestic violence?
It's usually right within those first 30 to 90 days after leaving a domestic violence relationship. However, it can be really any time where there's that loss of power and control.
Adler, who followed Mantich's 2-week trial, believes he felt he was losing that power and control when on the train in 2016.
To recognize those signs is extremely important to homicide prevention and just general awareness, but also to educate the public and educate other folks about domestic violence in the community, because it really does touch everybody.
Almost a decade later, Mantich is convicted of first-degree murder, a charge that carries a mandatory life in prison sentence.
At the end of the day, we're happy because of the simple fact that we get this opportunity. A lot of people don't get this chance.
Medina says he's had the weight of the world on his shoulders for too long.
Sis,
and he's ready.
We did it.
For justice to finally arrive at their station.
Mantich will be sentenced in January. A first-degree murder conviction in Colorado carries a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. And Medina hopes anyone living within an abusive relationship reaches out for help, whether that's from someone they trust or law enforcement. And I think that's one of the most important points of this story, is not scaring anyone off from trying to seek help, but encouraging people to take that first step, no matter how they choose.
Yeah. The support's there. All right, Colette, thank you so much for that report.
And going in depth here, Colorado has taken steps to protect victims and survivors of domestic violence and help prevent more cases like this one. In fact, 2 new laws took effect this year aimed at improving housing stability and legal protections for survivors. Under Colorado law, tenants cannot be found guilty of unlawful detention if their lease violation was caused by domestic violence. House Bill 1168 expands those protections by making it easier for tenants to show proof of abuse and requires landlords to offer a repayment plan if they are behind on rent. And there's another new law that requires courts to consider a history of domestic abuse during divorce and spousal support cases.
Looking closer, state lawmakers say more solutions are needed. Next legislative session, House Majority Leader Monica Duran says she plans to push legislation for statewide use of the lethality assessment protocol. That's a tool aimed at helping law enforcement identify dangerous situations immediately and connect victims to support. Advocates say this would standardize response statewide and provide survivors with life-saving resources when they need them most.